Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel on becoming a professional sports bettor. It's been difficult. It's been it's been interesting to say the least. Learning a lot, a lot of information, a lot of resources, a lot of looking up, a lot of data researching. So let's give a quick recap of what's been happening. Then I'm going to share with you everything I've been learning, everything I've been going through at the moment. So first things first, first video I put out, Jets. Won that bet, right? Now my bankroll should be a little plump. Nope. Life, Christmas, holidays, everything came up, brought my bankroll back to $45. Not an issue at all. I'm gonna just use what I have, right? Turned $45 into $320. Okay, not doing too bad. Actually, I'm pretty good. I'm on a roll. Wow, let's keep this train going. Okay, you are doing really well. Let's bet a little more. Nope. Shouldn't have did it. So I bet a little more. End up losing. And then you get on a destructive path, like, oh man, yeah, let me bet this game. I like these numbers. I like that number. Oh, nope. You pretty much bet the same amount each game, no matter what. Unless you see a game you really like, then you bet a little extra. And that's how I turned 45 into $320, because I seen games I really like, bet a little extra, $20. Then my mind started thinking, okay, if you could do that with 20, you could do that with 50. Do it with 50. Then let's bet a little more. Oh, that's an easy $50 game. No, shouldn't have did it. So now, at $45 I did have in the account is gone, plus the extra $300 that I did earn. It's gone. It's on it. It's not an issue, right? I work. So that was only $45. I turned into $3. But the lessons that I learned behind that are very, very, very good. Again, bet the same amount each game. Unless you see a game, then bet a little more, maybe double, maybe sometimes triple. But do not put yourself in a bad spot when it comes to a bet. Oh, you see a game you really like, oh, I'm just going to throw a whole $100 on it. No. Now, I know I'm just using little money at this point, 100, 300, but I'm still learning. So I'm still up, technically. And a couple other lessons I learned today. Or not today, but I learned over the course of time. Rivalry games. I have to approach those games a little more carefully. I have to approach them extremely carefully. Because these rival games, they have been kicking my butt as of late. I'm like, man, this team is way better than this team. Why are they losing? Rival game. They play these teams all the time. Throughout the portion of the season, they at least play them twice, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Also, pay attention to the numbers. What are the numbers telling you? You can go and look at trends. Your trends do not contradict the actual numbers. So look at the numbers, look at what they're telling you. Then, again, limit the games you bet. It's not how many games you bet for the week or for the day. It's how many games you bet for the week. So, again, it's not how many games you bet for the day. It's how many games you bet for the week. If you don't like any games on that list, on the menu, you don't have to bet. That's where I have to come in. If I don't like the games that I see, that because at that point you're just making a guess, and are you really gonna leave your money up to guessing? You know, you might as well just say, hey, might as well invest in this stock and see what happens. What? No. Now, all the games I did bet, I did do the research on. I probably overlooked some things, or I probably missed a couple of things. But there are some games that I do pick out because they do meet certain criteria that I'm looking for, that I like, that has been successful for me, and I'm building off those criteria. So what I'm actually doing is I'm venturing off into other options, fields. Like, for instance, what I mean by that, teams with certain totals, especially like, say for instance, if the line, let's say for instance the sportsbook put out a line of 135, they got that total right there. I look at that team and be like, okay, is that a good number? Is that a good spot? Is that over the average or under the average? Then I go ahead and make a determination on that. Then teams that are close, I try to find teams that have the actual advantage, which I have been good at calling. Like, okay, this team has a good advantage. This team has a good advantage. But what I have been learning is that usually in those spots, especially in rivalry games, if the teams are really close in defense, stats, and everything, I'll take the points. Especially if they're at home and they're giving them 2+2 points, take the points. Because I looked at the numbers, teams are averaging, I want to say 5 points extra at home, all the NCAA basketball teams. So that's just a little research I was doing. Also, another thing I look for, you have, when I say the numbers, the totals, the close games, and games that's pretty much are blowouts. Like, for instance, if the sports book's giving a team 14 points, I look and I see, okay, why are they giving this team 14 points? Are they going to be able to cover 14 points? Like, for instance, Winthrop, who they face? Presbyterian today. They're going to cover that. So that's a bet I have going on right now. Also with a couple other ones. Also, the high-ranked teams usually come through. So say, for instance, you have a number 2 versus a number 30. They usually cover. They usually win. Even if you bet the money line and you don't get that much for the money line, cash is still cash. So if you bet $20 and you're only going to win $5, $5 is still $5. It gets to a point where you're not trying to, I guess, it's kind of like every little bit helps. That's pretty much what it is. So those are some of the lessons I've been learning today. The quick recap of what I've been going through. Make sure, mentally you're prepared, mentally you're disciplined. Do not, and I repeat, do not overbuy a team. Stick with one price, that's it. And throughout the season, let that determine. You know what? Just do your best. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to sound smart. Just do your best. All right. Just over here. What are you talking about? Just do your best. This is not easy whatsoever. Just do your best and go about it how you need to go about it. All right. I'll hit you guys off with the next video. I'm probably gonna break down a couple of numbers that I've seen of a couple of teams that I like, what I look for more in depth, and we'll take it from there. So guys, have a good day, good betting, good future, make some money.